and we try to hire within the city, and it depends on where we're going. If we're in Peterborough working, we will try to hire some in Peterborough, and we bring our core always from here.
And the core comes from here.
Our core
the
comes
head
from
office
here,
is managed from here.
Yeah.
Again, so here in the north wins, and this is where
absolutely.
that's how my business was. We went out to a lot of places. We were out across the province. We didn't venture too much outside the province. We were in the U.S., but as well, we were primarily Ontario focused. And what happened was, the bigger we got outside of the city and outside of the north, the more jobs we needed inside the north. And so, I would be very curious to see, we've done a quick scrub of what's available out there, and I really haven't seen any of the three-year numbers reports on what new companies net new has this EDC brought to us. And I know that I have heard they are chasing the port project, and not to bring back the port project from previous episode, but should we possibly have a dashboard, or how do we as residents measure what's working and what's not? And especially, we live in a highly competitive region. Sault Ste. Marie was once earmarked under the hard work of the previous EDC to bring the Noront refinery here for the Ring of Fire project.
Yeah.
Lots of revenue spent chasing that down. We were successful, but as it turns out, the community is not open to diversification. The same old that we hear. Yes. Well, guess where that plant now is going?
Sudbury, I think.
Exactly, Sudbury.
When Sudbury's got the mines going on strong, they got all these really positive things going on. They have a big factory going in for building machinery for mining, which is, very positive. And I've been, we watch our news, and it's Sudbury, Timmins, Sudbury, and that's the way it works.
I mean, hey, I'm very happy that the North is, what, the North is the North, and I think collectively as the North that we need to win. Yeah. But we do live in a competitive region, as we were saying, and growth just isn't assumed. We need to start measuring it. Your company, things are measured. So what?
Well, here's the case. We just talked about, we had it and then we lost it. But then we also lost 1,000 jobs, which them two don't add up to nothing. What is going on with that? I don't want to keep on bringing it up, but that's the conversation at all the coffee shops. That's the conversation that these young guys, and some are, 10 years in steel plant, are getting laid off, looking for. Now they're going to the mines. They're looking for jobs that are higher paying, and because there is not a lot of higher paying jobs,
equal pay to what they were making, right?
Or equal pay, exactly. Or they go to Sudbury to the mines, or we lose them, or they sell the house and leave. So then we have another empty house, or that's not the way we want. I don't think that's not how we want to do business, and so. So where are they going to bring? Where are they drawing people in? I don't have that conversation. I would like to have that conversation, and it would be nice if they came here to have this. Let's bring it up.
We have to get them to respond to the call first. So
exactly, let's support it. Let's give them the opportunity to show why they're doing their job, and they're doing their job really well.
Well, we have that platform to communicate. So in private enterprise, if we don't grow, there are consequences. How does accountability work in like a public economic development? Because that's where it rises. So what are they accountable to? Whom they are accountable? The council is what I understand, through the mayor, the council. Okay. They set a policy and strategic direction, and then it goes through, and they are the tools. Just kind of, I guess, we set our corporate strategies. We go down to our management team. Our management team starts executing. But I mean, I have KPIs and dashboards. KPIs, just for anyone, they're key performance indicators that we set that tell us how we're succeeding or losing, or when we need to put our foot on the gas and take our foot off the gas. What do you think that is for economic development? Like, what do you think they even have any indicators? I mean, we're speculating here because we don't know the inner workings, and maybe we can bring someone on that has that can shed some light. But
well, something, their job would be the same as our job. So let's start from the beginning. I opened a business, you open a business. we look around, see what jobs are out there, and how do we hire 10 people, 15 people, and keep them hired and keep the company making money. And that would be my job, and that would be your job, and the people we hired for to go looking for the work. And so that would be the same as what they're doing. They have to make sure there's a proper amount of companies coming in to keep 75,000 people living comfortably and happily, really. And so every year that I've been in business, which has been a lot, I had to reinvent our business because we're a solar business. We started off as solar. We're a heavy equipment business, which works with solar because we keep our machinery up, but we also are a solar business to start with. We realized that when we were a solar business, we were just identified as a solar business. So then all of a sudden we are not a Goma Energy Solution. We became AES Holdings. So now it's a holding company that does multiple things because we wanted to live in Sault Ste. Marie and we wanted to expand. So all of a sudden now we're building houses because we have carpenters. We are spray foaming because it's energy. It's efficient. Right. It's efficient. It's a really good thing. We are helical company that does helicals for decks, houses, solar. So, but we had to make it different. So we have a small little helical machines, and we have very large helical machines for different applications. And so, but that's what I was doing. So I guess I could do the job too.
So as you'd say, you had a KPI dashboard that allowed you to follow where the trends were going. Exactly. And then as demand came, you were able to chase down new opportunities and expand the business. And I think from the economic development standpoint, it is identifying those opportunities, working with our municipalities and government systems to attract business or make it easy. And I say easy is the key word to move to the north. And I'm going to highlight our community of the Sioux, but we were pitching against other communities and we're always in competition with other communities. Yes. So governance, reporting, and structure. And I think that's where I would like to see, instead of headlines, is just that reporting. Maybe there should be a 3-year job creation target. Maybe there should be a capital attraction target.
Well, that would be a really positive thing because so if they had a 3-year, what they're going to be doing, the businesses looking in on it could say, okay, look what they're doing here, look what they're doing there. Maybe we can move to that sector and think about what to do here, but I don't like to say, don't tell me. I don't know where the Sioux's going. I have no idea the next move they got. I hear the news. The news is very limited. I find it just says what it is that day and what's going on. But maybe I don't watch the council. I don't do that. So,
well, I've looked. We've scrubbed, the internet, AI, and all of those fancy things that are out there. But we've scrubbed for a public breakdown of private capital attraction versus grants assigned projects, and we really couldn't find anything that is new and current. Besides, hey, we're giving it a good shot, oh boy, on that port project. And again, not to sound negative, I think it's a positive thing that we're chasing something, but if only a few people know about it, how do use your words, how do we pivot in for a team approach?
Even if it was a story and it was gonna maybe happen, we wouldn't see it for a very long time. It's not something that's gonna happen tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, it's talk, it's conversation. But what's happening right now? Like what are we doing right now besides losing 1,000 people in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And where are they? I know a lot of them got jobs. They're moving on. Right now, they're hiring people in Sudbury a lot right now. But that means that person will go to work in Sudbury and come back for so long until they sell their house and then they move. And so then we won't have that person or that high-end, half-decent job.
Right. So
or the mines. And maybe they will stay here because going far to the north, they go to work for 2 or 3 weeks and come back for 2 weeks. So they might stay here. But again, we don't know that.
So as someone like yourself that allocates capital, the ROI, return on investment, that matters.
Yes.
And so shouldn't the public capital be treated in the same way to attract these things, like we're going to spend these dollars to bring in these companies to keep those jobs. What are we doing, and who are we going after? Because it's a competitive landscape out there. You know, you've got the U.S. market competing for every job that's ever available, and then you've got in Ontario, you've got jobs competing for jobs. You've got provinces competing to lure companies to their provinces, and then let's break it right down to the north. We have northern communities competing for northern opportunities.